This is London Real. I am Brian Rose. My guest today is Anthony Filipovich, recent graduate of our Speak to Inspire course. Welcome to the studio.
Thanks, Brian. It is so awesome to be here. I mean, I've seen so many interviews you've done in this space, and to actually be sitting here, this is the reason I came to London, right? This is the reason I thought I came to London. I got so much out of it, out of meeting the people and doing the speeches last night. This is the reason I came, but I got so much more out of it. And so I'm so glad I came to London.
I'm so glad you did too. Tell us about you. Where are you from? What do you do?
I'm from Toronto, Canada. I'm in the IT fields. Right now I'm a project manager, consultant. I moved to New York in 2000 as part of the .com. A friend of mine phoned me up and said, you know, there's this new thing called the internet. People are making a lot of money. They're throwing a lot of money around once you come down. So I did. I went down there and I interviewed at Priceline. Priceline gas and grocery site. It's the version of Priceline that went out of business in 2000, right? So I moved down there, sold out everything Toronto, moved down there, and 3 months later, that Priceline was out of business, right? But I loved the area, I loved the energy of New York, and I ended up staying because I met people there as like friends who thought big. And I would say that Canadians and Americans are almost similar. You can't tell them apart, right? But one thing that was a big difference, and I saw right away, is they think bigger. Because I went out to dinner with some friends, and I was thinking, should I go back to Canada? Should I stay here? And one of my friends goes, why don't we raise $1 billion, right? Go to India and buy all these third-tier companies and create one large consulting company. And I thought, who's going to give us $1 billion, right? But he put together a proposal, and we went out, and 4 people actually met with us, which blew my mind. And then we did get some money, and we started another venture, not the original one, but we started another venture. And that's when I started thinking, I love the way people think around here. And I ended up staying like 12 years.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
What was going on with you before you took this course, before you decided to join us? What was going on inside and around you to cause you to want to speak to Inspire?
That's a great question. I think in the last 20 years, I've been on this voyage to grow spiritually and grow in every way I could. And what started that is I always felt that I could get more out of life, right? So I started meditating and all these other ventures. And when I moved to New York, my trajectory started going like up. They would be like this, but it was going up, and life felt great. In about 2014, we moved back to Toronto, and I got a consulting job there, right? But it felt like when I moved back to Toronto, I was hitting a ceiling, right? And we started a company in Toronto, private labeling things, selling them on Amazon, and it didn't really take off. And it felt like I was in a rut, and I needed something again to energize me, just like New York did in 2000. And I signed up for London Real. And then you kept on with the emails, right? I remember I deleted 5 emails, and the 6th one I go, well, let's try it. Because it felt good, right? I didn't do that much research on the class itself, but it just felt like the right thing to do. And it turned out to be incredible. Because up until that point, because I was hitting this the ceiling, it felt like I was losing all my energy, right? And losing the passion for work and a lot of things. I needed something to boost me up, right? And the class did it. After getting into the class for 2 weeks, I was just passionate about the assignments, right? Terrified, but passionate about the assignments. And that passion, the interesting thing is that passion went into every aspect of my life, right? The contract work, everything became a lot more passionate. So I would talk to people at work using some of the techniques we found, right? And just like conversations like this. And it made the conversations so much more fun, right? So in the last 6 weeks, I've been riding this really nice high, which is the reason I joined, right? So thank you.
Yeah, no, my pleasure. And why London Real?
I started watching Joe Rogan's podcasts, and I really liked them, especially the ones with Graham Hancock. Like his whole background, I found incredibly fascinating, right? And there was one episode where the legitimate scientists were on there and they were battling back and forth, right? And then I watched some other ones, weren't that interesting to me. So I figured, let's look around, see what other podcasts are out there, right? So I spent a couple days looking for some other podcasts, checked a couple out, but London Real seemed to be more of what I was looking for, right? So then I stopped my search and just started watching a lot of your videos, signed up for the site. Like you had great people being interviewed, right? There's a lot of really good information. So I stopped my search. I mean, I look at a couple of other podcasts, but mainly I look at London Real right now, mostly.
Okay.
For information.
Okay, so you pull the trigger, you jump in the course. First 2 weeks, I connect you with these 75 people around the world. I'm asking you to upload videos on Facebook. I'm hitting you with the video modules. You got 2 live calls a week with me on there. What is that first 2 weeks like?
That first two weeks is kind of like you're walking through a jungle, right? You know there's like this 5-star hotel on the other side, but you're not sure how you're going to get there, right? And you're just trying to survive, basically, right? But it was exciting at the same time. When we had to post our first video on our Facebook page, that was terrifying. Because I never really posted anything on Facebook, right? And I had this fear that if I posted something, anything, no one would like leave comments, right? And for whatever reason, that terrified me. But when I did post it, I got so many comments, like positive comments, and I thought, whoa, this Facebook thing might actually be useful in some way. And then the other fear, the big fear, was when we started doing the live, Facebook Live. I remember when I did the first one and I saw the clock start ticking, like you're live, I can't describe like the terror I felt. But I think someone said along the way that go to where the fear is, right? And I really utilized that for the course, and it did me well.
Okay. What did you struggle with the most? What was the hardest part?
The first 2 examples were really hard. And the hardest part was you kept giving this lesson in regards to just do it, right? Don't get it perfect. And I remember in the second module, I spent like 4 hours one night trying to get a video right. And each take was getting worse and worse instead of better, right? Worse and worse. And finally it was around midnight and I was so pissed at myself I just went to bed, right? I woke up the next morning mad at myself, like really mad, like a heightened state of emotion. And I took a video and it worked. Like I was in the flow for some reason, right? So the hardest part for me, like really the hardest part was before we did the live. I thought the live would be horrifying, right? But the live really liberated us in a lot of ways because you would just get on there, you would do it, done, right? Before then, I would spend like 5-6 hours getting the video, and that was hard. That was hard because I couldn't find a ritual that would put me into that heightened state like in the prior example, right? So I'm still looking for a ritual. Maybe you can explain to me how you do it that puts you into a heightened emotional state, right? Because I find that's the key. Because if you do the practicing, right, you rehearse it, you got the structure. As long as I can get in a heightened emotional state, that thing flows, right?
Yeah.
But I can't do that all the time.
I try to visualize all the people's lives that I'm changing and all the good that I'm doing in the world by delivering that message. And I can just think, I can visualize people watching me on this video and wow, I get it, Brian. And then them changing their lives and doing all these great things. So it takes it off me. It's no longer about me being cool or light or performance or anything. And it puts it now as I'm doing this for a bigger purpose. And I find that always gets me in the zone. And it makes me do my best as well. So there's a little tip.
That's
for
awesome.
You.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the class. What are these people like? And you met, 20 or 30 of them here this weekend. And what is it like, all these people you don't know, but now you do know?
Yeah. I feel like when we came here last night, it felt like I met my best friends that I never met, right? Everyone, we went out last night, as you know, right? And I had a chance to talk to almost everybody. And everybody had an interesting story. Like the energy was incredible. Everyone was laughing, engaged, and had an interesting story to tell. It was so much fun. But not only fun, you felt like there was a saying that came up during the course that you're the sum of the 5 people you know the most, right? I would pick any one of those, any 5 people out of that group and want them, want to hang out with them and have them be the 5 that shaped me. I mean, everyone there's so many people doing awesome things, moving forward in a positive manner. That was probably, I mean, the course content was excellent. It was simple, straightforward, right? The classes with you were awesome because of your energy, but just as big as the people that we met, right? The people that I met and the friendships. And I know that I'll have friendships for a lifetime now. And that's the awesome part of it, of taking the class. And I never thought that was going to happen, taking an internet online course, right?
I know, I always tell people this and they don't realize it until it happens. What was your biggest win from this course? The biggest success that you had when it comes to your speaking?
The biggest success is that at that time I was telling you, it took me 4 hours to get a video out.
Right.
I woke up the next day, literally rolled out of bed, did a video, right? And I was in the flow. And I know what that feels like, right? It's just a matter of me being able to get back into that state. So after I did that video, and I got out of bed so my hair wasn't combed, I looked like crap, right? I always had the intent of going back and redoing that. But when I looked at it, I thought, shit, I can't do better than this. Not now anyway, right? So I uploaded it. So the way I felt doing that speech, I know I can get into that flow again, right? And I think I'm really close to be able to do that at will.
Okay, powerful.
That was a huge win.
Powerful.
And it felt liberating. It felt, in my job as like an IT consultant, I don't really get a lot of opportunities to be creative. And I always felt like that was a big part missing in my life, right? And that one episode like filled that desire. That was cool.
What was it like last night, getting up in front of the whole class and giving your speech and then listening to everybody else's?
It was very different than I thought it was going to be. I thought I'd be scared. I thought I'd be nervous, right? More nervous than scared. But there was so much support in that room that when I got out there, there wasn't any nervousness at all. I just went up there, and to tell you the truth, I don't remember really what I said. I remember when I sat down, I thought, shit, I thought I missed like big portions of the speech because I couldn't really remember what I had said when I was up there, right? But I remember thinking, since I saw your hand in the back, I must have went 4 minutes, so I must have got everything in, right? But I could not recall anything that I said, like major sections of the speech I could not recall, right? And the interesting thing is, when I got in there, I looked at, we're around 30 people in the room, right? 30 speeches, and I started thinking, wow, this is gonna be long, man. How am I gonna like last through 30 speeches? It went like that. Was it 3 hours we were there?
Yeah, it was over three. I think 3.
But it went like that. Like every speech was enjoyable. And the cool thing was your comments at the end, that was worth the trip to London alone. Because to me, everyone had improved greatly, right? But the comments that you were given at last night were the comments that I needed to hear. I'm sure a lot of people needed to hear to take it to that expert level, right? Yeah. You got that on video, right? Because I got to go back and take some notes.
Yeah, we got it on video. We'll hook you up. But yeah, no, I mean, look, the energy was incredible.
Yeah.
People were speaking from their passions and their core values. So I agree, every story was great. And I was just trying to give you all feedback because I think
that feedback was awesome.
Greater. And everybody out there has 5 minutes that's, TED worthy. And I just want to make sure everybody gets there. So it's encouraging to see. What are your plans for the next 12 months when it comes to your speaking and, of course, working with the class?
With my speaking, my goal is to do a TED Talk, right? First thing I need to understand is what I'm going to talk about specifically. Like meditation, spirituality has like been a huge part of my life, but I got to figure out how I'm going to frame that. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And I think I can do that relatively quickly, right? And then I heard some people, when they were giving their ideas for 2018, there were some good ideas out of there that I'm going to pull, like doing a video a week, setting up a YouTube station, doing a video a week on that topic, right? Seeing how I can get speaking engagements on that topic. And then get enough material out there that I can apply for a TED Talk. Because I look into the submission process for TED, and it's pretty straightforward. I just need to get some body of work out there. I'm not sure how much, but I'm going to try for this year to get something done.
Good, do it.
Yeah, because after last night, I can do a TED Talk.
Exactly.
No problem.
I love it. How have you changed as a person? If we walked out on the street and I bumped into the Anthony that didn't take this course, how is that guy different from you?
The Anthony that didn't take that course, like I was telling you, was hitting that wall. He was a little maybe depressed, not feeling good about himself, not feeling good about his future. Now, I feel I can do anything, you know? I mean, it sounds a little cliche, but there is so much positive energy in me now. From the class, the people, like so much positive energy from the classmates. Even when we were downstairs today, it's still like, you feel like you're sitting on a raging volcano of positivity. So I'm a lot happier than I would have been otherwise.
You can do anything.
Yeah.
Last question to someone who's thinking about taking Speak to Inspire, but just not sure. What would you say?
I would say if you want to grow as a person, you want to learn how to confront your fears and move forward in a powerful way, and if you want to learn how to speak, but the first three are the more important things, take the course. Because it's one of the best things I've done in a long time. Maybe since I went to India, that story. It's awesome. I would highly recommend it.
Anthony, thank you so much for your energy in this course. I made you one of the team leaders for next year because you just had incredible leadership. You were helping everyone in the class get across the goal line. I'm watching that chat and you're like, come on, let me help. And you know, your energy was amazing. And Team Rose is incredible. And the whole class, like, it just, I'm seeing great things for all of you. So welcome to the family.
Thank you.
And let's make the next 12 months epic in everything you do.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The critics who always speak behind my back, maybe I want to hear them remind me, he's back, the great pretender. I hope this time he gets hurt. I love these guys. They give me fuel. If you want to reach your objective, you want to achieve it, you're going to have to be obsessive. You're going to have to be obsessed. Feel what you do. Feel it. If you're not feeling it, it doesn't matter.
It's Chris Eubank Jr. How do you explain his prowess in the ring?
Junior has that obsession, that genius, that magic. Genius is obsession, but it's in one area.
You studied the sweet science for so much of your life. How do you walk away from it? Do you miss it?
You can't walk away from it. I am it. And even when I dance, really I'm boxing. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, the one who strives valiantly.
What was the worst day of your life, and how has it shaped you as a human being?
When I fought Nigel Benn, I stood like this. It was to mask this. The risk must be taken. That's why you are London Reelers. That's why we're here. We're tired of sitting still, watching it happening for others. Let's do it.